Hey, what's up, wrestling world? Welcome to another Wrestle Ones. I am August C. Jones, and so on this video, I am going to be talking about Mercedes Moné, and just kind of like my thoughts about her whole like Mercedes mini belts, and then like just my thoughts on her now. So let me put a disclaimer. Like I've said in my Dan Housing video, I don't know which one is going to drop first, but essentially, I don't watch AEW like that. I keep up with a lot of the stuff that's happening and everything else, but as far as like the product, I don't watch the whole shows and everything else. So take what I'm saying to you as just opinion. Maybe you think it's valid, maybe not. If you like just hearing that, how I started off the video, you don't think that it's going to be valid, turn away from this video, check out any of my other videos or whatnot. But this is what I have to say about it. So it's no joke that it's no secret that I am in love with Mercedes Moné. Think that she's beautiful, she's sexy, and I would love to marry her. Like have all her kids, I could be a stay-at-home dad. Not really, but I love Mercedes Moné. Think she's just the most beautiful, gorgeous woman in the world. With that said, I had a problem with the whole Mercedes mini belts. And her just grabbing belt after belt after belt. But now my thoughts have changed slightly let me explain. So initially, I didn't like it because to me, it was like Mercedes Moné, she does come off as she is all about herself. She does. Whether you think that is a good thing or a bad thing, that's what she comes off as. And that's why like a lot of people don't like her. A lot of wrestling fans be like she's a great wrestler and all that stuff. Like she can go in the ring and have like a 5-star match and, just do like, she's one of the best. But as far as a person, a lot of people don't like her. Now, it's not me saying it, but I can see what people are talking about. But at the end of the day, I look at it as she left WWE. I'm pretty sure she felt like she was the top, and so she did a lot of like traveling and all that stuff, wrestling promotion, till she ended up in AEW. And so from then on, she ended up winning titles. And so going to other like wrestling organizations, she won title at the title. And it just kept climbing up. And so it got to a point where it started to be ridiculous. She would come out to the ring with like all these belts and everything else, and it's like it's too much for her to carry and everything else. I mean, don't get me wrong, she could have done wonders with that. It had like a good gimmick behind it, had like other like female wrestlers maybe up and coming that hold the titles for her or something like that. That would have made more sense. But in any case, not trying to make this video too long, she had all these titles that she was winning, and so I'm looking at it, I was like, what's the point of this? I get that like eventually she's going to end up being in a position of where she's going to lose the titles, and she's going to have like a decrease, a downfall, where it's like I got 20,000 titles and stuff, and then bam, she's losing this title, losing that title. And I'm like, that is a major point to it, like the storyline, where it's like I have like a successful rise up and I have a hard fall down, and then maybe like turning babyface after that or whatever. So I'm just okay, cool. But beyond that, what's the point? And to me, initially, my thoughts were she's just trying to raise up her stake, but I don't even know what the word. I can't even search for the word. Lack of a better word. She's trying to raise up her worth, so that when she eventually, and she will eventually go back to WWE, because she said it before. I don't know if it has changed, but she said it before. When she goes back to WWE, she's more than likely going to request that like she either gets paid like the most out of all the girls that's working there, or get paid at least on the same tier, nothing below. And I feel like this is her way of doing it, where she has a lot of creative that she can like win all these titles and everything else, and she's trying to do all this stuff to kind of like boost her celebrity, her popularity, her stock. That's the word I'm looking for. She's boosting up her stock so that it will look appealing to WWE when she finally go back, and that she can be the highest paid woman in WWE and everything else. And I don't know. It's like you can respect that, but then it's kind of like, damn, like it seemed like you were inflating the numbers. Like, you know, instead of organically just really like just killing it, it's like you're having this creative control essentially. And I believe that's what it is. I think she does have creative control, and that she's making it to where she's doing all these incredible things, and it's not really nothing truly organic, where they, you know, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but essentially it just comes off as like she's just trying to inflate the numbers to make her stock look better. And I just didn't like that. I'm like, man, like, just go out and kill it. You know, you don't need to get all these titles and all this stuff, because eventually I'm looking at it as like, even when you go back to WWE, I don't think that you're going to be the highest paid female. They might view it that way, but I'm pretty sure they're going to look at it in the sense of like, yeah, you're back, but you're going to take a pay cut, because there are females that have been here, that stayed here, even Becky Lynch. And I'm not talking about pregnancies and stuff or whatever, like maternity leave and everything else. I'm talking about like females that would leave, you know, or, you know, that stayed there the whole time, or like Becky, who did like let her contract run out. She took a break for like a few months, and then she came back. She didn't wrestle anywhere else. She didn't go to AEW for a stint. She stayed there and came back to WWE. So to think that you're going to leave, do this at AEW and everywhere else, and then come back and think that you're going to be the highest paid, I think WWE is going to look at it as like, you're not Becky Lynch. You're not Charlotte Flair. You're not Bianca Belair, who stayed here and made all this stuff. You know, just stay with us. So yeah, we're not going to pay you more than them for leaving and coming back, especially on how you left. Whether people agree with it or not, WWE probably remembers. They don't forget. So that's why I feel like even if she comes back to WWE, she's going to have a pay cut. Because Cody Rhodes, when you look at Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes came back with a pay cut. He wasn't making as much, at least initially when he came back, as much as he was making at AEW. You know, and this is the guy who helped found the company that you're working in now. If he had to take a pay cut, what you think that they gonna do with you? And you know the pay discrepancy between women and men, you know, so it's one of those things where I don't think that she's going to make the same amount that she's making at AEW, and definitely not going to have the creative control that she had. She might have a little bit of influence than other like females, you know, on the like lower tier of WWE, but I don't think she's going to be making that much, or, you know, she's not going to have that much creative control. And so that was just my whole frame of thinking initially. But then once I started to think about it, and it was recently I thought about this, I'm like, maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. Maybe the reason why she did this, because when you're looking back at WWE, at her winning the title. Now, I don't know about NXT. Maybe y'all can correct me or whatever. But she never had a long singles reign, even in the tag titles. Her and Bayley, her and Naomi, due to like just her leaving and whatever during that one, she never had a long reign with a singles or even the tag titles. So, and I know she got frustrated about that. I know she got frustrated. Why can't I have a 6 month or a 3 month, 6 month, a year reign? Why does it have to be that I only can keep it for a month or maybe a little bit over a month and then I gotta lose it? And I know she hated that. I know she had to. And so when you're looking at what she did with the titles, she's winning all these titles from all these different organizations, indie organizations, and she's having, and like she had the TBS title longer than Jade Cargill had it when she was at AEW. So when I'm looking at it like that now, it's like, it makes fucking sense. Now, don't get me wrong. Two things can be right. She could be trying to like boost her stock for when she go back to WWE for a higher payday. So now it's like, before it was like, I'm asking for this, y'all can't meet that. But then now I come back to the table like, y'all gonna have to meet that because I did this. I feel like it is that, but also it's her not knowing that if she goes back to WWE, will they play her again on these title reigns? Will she only get like 3 weeks or a month title reign, and then they pass it on to Rhea Ripley or Tiffany Stratton or whoever else they feel like is more important than what they feel that Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné is? And so I can understand it. So right now she's trying to get all that she can get out of Tony Khan, and it's not making him look like a cuck or anything like that. I know a lot of people looked at him like that way, but it's not just trying to take advantage of him. It's more so it's like I'm trying to get all that I can get while the getting is good, if you get what I'm saying. It's like she's trying to have a long reign, which she has. She's trying to get all these titles, which she has. She's trying to get all this creative control, which she has. She's trying to get all the money, which she has, and a lot of freedom, which she has, while she's still employed with AEW. So, because she know that a lot of that is going to go away when she go back to WWE. Now, they may end up giving her a lot of shit. They might end up giving her a little bit more influence and creative on like her character and doing certain things. I doubt it, but they might end up giving her, she might end up being one of the highest paid females when she resigns with WWE. Shit, they might end up putting the title on her, and she might end up having a year-long run with the WWE, the women's WWE championship, or the women's world title, or one of the mid-card, the US or the IC women's championships. Shit, she might be a tag team have a tag team partner and win the title. Like, shit, she might do the same thing that she did in AEW. I don't think so, but I feel like it may end up happening. But I honestly don't think that it will, just because they're looking at the fact that she left and then came back and all this stuff. And then you like, I can't do the same thing that I do for you that I would do for Charlotte Flair, Becky, Bianca, you know, like some of the top names. I can't pay you more than them, you know. So I think it's something like that. But like I said, my initial thoughts were that, you know, it's more selfish than anything. But now I'm looking at it as like it's purposeful. Now don't get me wrong, like I said, two things can be right. you know, maybe one thing is right and the other one is wrong, whichever one is whatever. But I just thought about that and it makes sense. So like, honestly, I'm more okay with her having all those titles and all that stuff that she was doing with it, because when she eventually go back to WWE, which she said, she wants to get all that she can get out of wrestling before she's limited, back to being limited again with WWE. And one of the things I could just say is that, like, I know one of the things that people were talking about, like, oh, it's helping bring attention toward these like indie promotions. No, it wasn't. Maybe a little bit. Maybe they had a little boost, more than a little boost when she was actually on like at a show or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it didn't do anything. A lot of people didn't even know the promotion, never heard of the promotions, you know, never even knew the promotion behind belt number 5 that she had. You know, they didn't search it up on it, you know, so I don't think it did too much. But I mean, honestly, you got to do what you got to do. I love you, Mercedes. I love me some Mercedes Moné. I will always love me some Mercedes Moné. Unless you kill my dog. I don't even got a dog. Unless you kill my dog, then we're going to have beef. But I love me some Mercedes Moné. Still think you're beautiful and everything else. But, you know, I don't know. Like, I understand what people are talking about, but I also get what she might end up doing, what she might, you know, be doing or whatever, or the reasons why she's doing what she's doing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, that's just my thoughts on it. I know this video is a little bit lengthy. I ain't want it to be too lengthy, but those are just my thoughts on the Mercedes Moné like title runs and everything else. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So if you like this video, go ahead, give it a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, hit the comment down there. Let me know what you guys think, whether you agree or disagree with me or whatever. If you got something else why she did what she did, whatever. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Hit the video that's on screen if you want to hear more about me talk about wrestling. Check out my channel if you want to hear me talk about more stuff when it comes to like movies, music, and everything else. And with that said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.